Good morning everyone. This is class 12th, subject chemistry, chapter number 8, D and F block elements, lecture number 1. After the discussion of P block elements, now the next chapter is D and F block elements. So, we will discuss D and F block elements separately. First we start with D block elements. In this lecture, I will be discussing the general introduction of D block elements. Along with general introduction, electronic configuration and atomic radii will be discussed in this lecture. So let's start with D block elements. Now first is, what are D block elements? Those elements in which last electron enters into n-1d orbital that are known as D block elements, and these D block elements are also known as transition elements. Why they are known as transition elements? Because the elements lie in between S and P block elements in the periodic table. That is, in the periodic table, these D block elements, they will lie between S and P block elements, and these elements have their properties which are intermediate between those of S and P block elements. That is why they are known as transition elements, because they lie between S and P block elements and the properties are intermediate between S and P block elements. That is why these D block elements are also known as transition elements. And elements of groups 3rd to 12 will come under D block elements. Now next is classification of D block elements. So in periodic table, D block elements are classified into 4 series. First is first transition series, or which is also known as 3D series. And this 3D series corresponding to filling of 3D sublevel consists of the following 10 elements of 4th period. So first classification is first transition series, which is also known as 3D transition series, and in 3D transition series there are 10 elements which belongs to 4th period. That is, from atomic number 21 to atomic number 30 belongs to first transition series, and the elements are from scandium to zinc. Sc is the symbol of scandium and zinc, Zn is the symbol for zinc. So this is the first transition series. Next is second transition series, or which is also known as 4D series. Now in 4D series, the elements from atomic number 39 to 48. From atomic number 39 to atomic number 48 belongs to 4D series, and the elements are from Y to CD. So this is the second transition series. Now we have third transition series. So third transition series, which is also known as 5D series, and in this series the elements atomic number 57 and from atomic number 72 to atomic number 80, these elements belongs to 5D series, and the elements are lanthanum and from hafnium to mercury. These elements belongs to 5D series, or you can say third transition series. Next classification is fourth transition series, which is also known as 6D series. So it starts from atomic number 89 and after that followed by the elements with atomic number 104 onwards, and this series is still incomplete. So we have 4 transition series, or you can say that 4 classification of D block elements. Out of these 4 classification, we will do the first transition series in detail, and we will also study the preparation and properties of some important compounds of 3D series. So the next question is, why the study of transition metals is important? And the answer for this question is, the study of transition metals are important because precious metals such as silver, gold, platinum belongs to transition elements, and some industrially important metals like iron, copper also belongs to D block elements. Also, some industrially important compounds like potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate. So here manganese and chromium also belongs to transition metals. So that is why the study of transition metals are important. So this is the general introduction of D block elements. Now the next is, there is one more definition which is given for transition element, that how we will define transition element. So transition element is defined as the one which has incompletely filled d orbital in its ground state or in any one of its common oxidation state. That is known as transition element. For example, scandium, which belongs to 3D series and the atomic number is 21. The electronic configuration for scandium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d1, 4s2. So this is the electronic configuration in its ground state. So in its ground state, there is only one electron in 3d orbital, or you can say that this d orbital is partially filled. That is why this is known as, this scandium belongs to transition element. So whenever we fill electron from atomic number 21, so we have two possibilities, 3d and 4s. So out of 3d and 4s, which one will occupy electron first? This is the question. That is, out of 3d and 4s orbital, 4s is filled prior to 3d. Why? And the answer for this question can be explained on the basis of Aufbau principle. According to Aufbau principle, electrons first occupy the lowest energy orbital. So what we will do, we will calculate the n plus L value for 4s and 3d. And the lower value will occupy the electron first. So here for 3d, n plus L value, where n is principal quantum number and L is azimuthal quantum number. Where L is azimuthal quantum number. So in case of 3d, the value of n will be 3 and the value for d, the value of L for d is 2. So when we calculate the n plus L value for 3d, it comes out to be 5. But when we calculate the n plus L value for 4s, then it comes out to be 4. Because for 4s, the value of n is 4 and the value of L for s is 0. So when we add n plus L, it comes out to be 4. So 4 is lower number than this 5. That is why whenever we fill electron in 3d and 4s, so first we will fill 4s and after that we will fill 3d orbital. So out of 3d and 4s orbital, first we fill electron in 4s and after that we will fill electron in 3d orbital. Now we will discuss the 3d series in detail, that is all the elements along with their atomic number and electronic configuration. So there are 10 elements in 3d series. First is scandium. The symbol is Sc and the atomic number is 21. Second is titanium. The symbol is Ti and the atomic number is 22. Third is vanadium. The atomic number is 23 and the symbol is V. Next element is chromium. The symbol is Cr and atomic number is 24. Next is manganese. The symbol is Mn and the atomic number is 25. Next is iron. The symbol is Fe and atomic number is 26. Next element is cobalt. The atomic number is 27 and the symbol is Co. Next 28 atomic number, that is for nickel and the symbol is Ni. Next element is copper. The symbol is Cu and the atomic number is 29. And the last element is zinc. The symbol is Zn and atomic number is 30. So these are the 10 elements in 3D series. Similarly, we have second series, or which is also known as 4D series, and it consists of elements from atomic number 39 to 48. Now we will discuss the electronic configuration of D block elements in detail. Electronic configuration of D block elements. and the general electronic configuration of d block element is n-1d 1 to 10 ns 1 to 2, where n-1 is inner d orbital and which may have 1 to 10 electron, and the outermost orbital, that is ns orbital, may have 1 to 2 electrons. So this is the electronic configuration for d block elements, and the energy difference between n-1d and ns is very less. Next point is half filled and completely filled set of orbitals are relatively more stable. That is, if in any electronic configuration we have half filled or completely filled set of orbitals, so that is more stable. Now we will discuss the electronic configuration of 3D series that starts from the element scandium. Atomic number is 21. So if we want to write down the electronic configuration for scandium, then it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Now after 3p6, here 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 18. So after filling of 18 electrons, now we have 4s and 3d. Now how to fill electrons in 4s and 3d? Up to this we have 18 electrons and the atomic number is 21. So we are left with 3 electrons. So we have two choices. Either we fill the electron first in 4s and after that 3d, or we can choose 3d first and after that we can fill the electron in 4s. Now how to choose among 3d and 4s? So this can be explained on the basis of n plus l rule. If we calculate the value of n plus l for 4s, then it comes out to be, the value of n is 4 and the value of s is 0. So it comes out to be 4, and for 3d the value is 3 plus 2, that will be equal to 5. So 4 is lower than 5. According to n plus l rule, this 4s has lower energy, and therefore we will fill 4s first, after that we will fill 3d. So the electronic configuration for scandium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, after that 3d1. So this is the electronic configuration for scandium. Now next element is titanium. So electronic configuration for titanium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d2. Next element is vanadium. Atomic number is 23. So again the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d3, 4s2. Now next element is chromium. Atomic number is 24. Now this is the exception. Here the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d5, 4s1, because here we have half filled 3d and half filled 4s. So this configuration is more stable. That is why in case of chromium the configuration is 3d5, 4s1 instead of 3d4, 4s2. So this is the correct electronic configuration for chromium. After that, next element is manganese. The atomic number is 25 and the symbol is Mn. So for manganese the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d5, 4s2. Next element is iron. So the electronic configuration is 3d6, 4s2. For cobalt the atomic number is 27 and the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d7, 4s2. In 3d it has 7 electron and in 4s it has 2 electron. Now next element is nickel. The atomic number is 28 And similarly, the electronic configuration for nickel is 3d8 4s2. Now again, if we want to write down the electronic configuration for copper, the atomic number is 29, and here again exception is there. The electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s1, because this electronic configuration is more stable. Now the last element of 3d series is zinc. The atomic number is 30 and the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2. So this is the electronic configuration for zinc. And zinc, cadmium and mercury are not regarded as transition metals because they do not have partially filled d orbital in their ground state as well as in their common oxidation state. As you can see from the electronic configuration of zinc, the electronic configuration is 3d10 4s2. So the d orbital is completely filled, and from the definition of transition element is that the transition element is defined as which has partially filled d orbital either in its ground state or in its common oxidation state. And the common oxidation state for zinc is +2. And in +2, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10. Still the d orbital is completely filled. So these elements are not regarded as transition elements. However, being the end members of 3D transition series, the chemistry is studied along with the chemistry of transition elements. So these three, zinc, cadmium and mercury, they are not regarded as transition elements, and being the last member of three transition series, their chemistry is studied along with the chemistry of the transition metals. Now the next is d orbitals of transition elements project to the periphery of atom more than the other orbitals. That is, d orbitals, they will lie at the boundary of the atom more than the other orbitals, that is s and p orbital, and that is why they are more influenced by the surrounding as well as affecting the atoms or molecules surrounding them. That is, the d orbitals, they will lie at the edge, or you can say at the boundary of the atom, and that is why they are more influenced by the surrounding as well as affecting the atoms or molecules surrounding them. Next is, with partly filled d orbitals, these elements, that is transition elements, they exhibit variety of oxidation state, formation of colored compounds and complex formation. These all will take place in transition elements. Next is, transition elements also exhibit catalytic and magnetic properties. That is, these transition metals, they show catalytic property and magnetic properties. For example, in p block elements we discussed contact process, and in that process we used vanadium pentaoxide for the formation of sulfuric acid. In one step that catalyst is used, and vanadium is a transition metal, so transition metals exhibit catalytic and magnetic properties. This we will discuss later in detail. Now one important thing is, in d block elements there are greater horizontal similarities in the property of transition metals in contrast to the main group elements. As we discussed in main group elements, that when we move down the group, the similarity in the properties is observed, but in case of d block elements, horizontal similarities are there. However, some group similarity also exist. So in transition elements, greater horizontal similarities in the properties are observed. And now we shall discuss the 3D transition series in detail. So let's start with general properties of transition elements. And the first property is variation in atomic and ionic sizes of transition metals. In general, when we move from left to right in a periodic table, the atomic radii decreases, because when we move from left to right in periodic table, electrons are added to same shell, and due to increase in nuclear charge, the atomic radii decreases. And when we move from top to bottom in a group in periodic table, the atomic radii increases, because when we move from top to bottom in a group, addition of new shell takes place, and due to increase in number of shells, the atomic radii increases. Now we will discuss the trend of atomic radii in 3D series, that is first transition series. So first transition series starts from atomic number 21 and ends at atomic number 30. That is, the first element is scandium and the last element is zinc. Now the first element, that is scandium, it has 1 electron in 3D. Titanium, which is the second element, has 2 electron in 3D. Vanadium, it has 3 electron in 3D. Chromium, it has 5 electron in 3D. Manganese, which has 5 electron in 3D. Iron again has 6 electron in 3D. Cobalt 7 electron. Nickel 3D 8. Copper, it has 10 electrons, and zinc again contains 10 electron in 3D orbital, and all has 2 electron in 4s orbital except chromium and copper. Now the trend of atomic radii in 3D series is irregular. First it decreases, then in middle elements the decrease is very small, and at the end of the series again the atomic radii increases. That is, in the case of zinc, the atomic radii increases slightly. Now we will explain why this trend is irregular in 3D series. This can be explained on the basis of two factors: nuclear charge and screening effect. Now as we move from left to right in periodic table or in this 3D series, the nuclear charge increases from atomic number 21 to atomic number 30. But at the same time, increase in d electron also takes place. That is, in scandium, we have only 1 electron in 3D. When we move to titanium, 2 electron, and when we move further in 3D series, number of d electron, that is in 3D, number of electrons increases. That is why screening factor also comes into play. So in the beginning of 3D series, the atomic radii decreases, as this can be explained on the basis of nuclear charge. When we move from left to right in the beginning of 3D series, the atomic radii decreases because nuclear charge increases, or you can say that electrons are added to 3D orbital, which increases nuclear charge by unity, and you can see that nuclear charge increases. That is why the atomic radii decreases. But in case of middle elements in 3D series, the decrease is very small. Now this can be explained on the basis of screening effect. When we move from left to right in 3D series, the number of d electrons are increasing, and therefore in these elements the electrons screens the outermost electrons, or you can say that these d electrons screens the outermost electron. Hence, with increase of d electrons, or you can say with increase in the d electrons, the screening effect increases, and this counterbalances the increased nuclear charge, because when we move from left to right, nuclear charge increases, but in these elements screening effect also increases. Therefore the screening effect counterbalances the increased nuclear charge due to increase in the atomic number, because we are moving from left to right, atomic number is increasing, so nuclear charge is also increasing, but due to increase in number of d electrons, screening effect also increases. So these two factors counterbalance each other, that is screening effect and nuclear charge. Therefore this decrease is very small in these middle elements. And when we move at the end of this series, that is at the end of series, zinc is the last member of this series, the atomic radius slightly increases, and this can be explained that that in the end of the series, the increased electron-electron repulsion between the added electron in the same orbital are greater than the attractive forces due to the increased nuclear charge. Here we have 10 electron in 3D, so electron-electron repulsion will take place, and this will overcome over the attractive forces due to increase in the nuclear charge, and that is why the atomic radii slightly increases in case of zinc. So you can explain that in the beginning of 3D series, atomic radii decreases as the nuclear charge increases. In the middle of the series and after the midway, d electron shields the outermost electron. With increase in d electrons, screening effect increases, and this counterbalance the increased nuclear charge due to increase in atomic number, and that is why the decrease is very small. And at the end of the series, there is slight increase in the atomic radii because of increased electron-electron repulsion between the added electron in the same orbital are greater than the attractive forces due to increased nuclear charge. That is, in case of zinc, here we have 10 electron in 3D, and therefore electron-electron repulsion is more, and this overcomes the attractive forces due to increased nuclear charge, because zinc is the last member. So when we move from scandium to zinc, the nuclear charge increases due to increase in atomic number, but this attractive force or this increased nuclear charge is overcome by this electron-electron repulsion which is present in 3D orbital, and that is why the atomic radii of zinc increases slightly. Now next is trend of atomic radii in 3D, 4D and 5D series. So when we move from 3D series to 4D series, atomic radii increases because the number of shells increases and therefore atomic radii increases. But when we move from 4D to 5D, the atomic radii remains almost same, and the reason is due to lanthanoid contraction. When we move from 4D to 5D, in between we have F electrons, and F has poor shielding effect. Because of poor shielding effect of F electrons, the size of 4D and 5D remains almost same. So this is the trend of atomic size in 3D series and in 3D, 4D and 5D series. Now next is ionic radii of transition metals are different in different oxidation state. For example, M+3 cations are smaller than M+2 cations. This can be explained that in this M has +3 charge and here M has +2 charge. So ionic radius decreases with increased in effective nuclear charge, and that is why M+3 cations are smaller than M+2 cations. So this is all about electronic configuration and the trend of atomic and ionic radii in d block elements. Now after doing this, you can solve NCERT exercise question number 8.1, 8 and 9 and NCERT in text question number 8.1.